lost sound just there. We were doing just fine. We were doing just fine. Just in case you are joining me here again after a long time, and I must say a long time. Um, yeah, back again here to talk us through this mind map Monday that we are hopefully enjoying together here. It seems like we're back to regular programming. Back to regular programming. Certain things are still irregular, certain things are still being worked on, but we are working on it. That's what counts. At least I believe that's what counts. If you're joining me here, thank you very much. I do appreciate your company. Give me just a minute or so. Let me make sure that you are hearing me loud and clear. Loud and clear is what we are hoping for here. It seems some of my equipment is failing a little bit here. It's crashing. My God. Okay. I'm hoping by some miracle we are back online. Wait, let me. It has been a couple of days, and so a lot of the systems that I had put in place and had worked on have moved quite literally. So bear with me here for a second and we will jump right into it. Should I not be able to get it together by 15 past, that is. All right. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Well, it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting audio from my screen today, and I had a presentation and a like to share with us all here today. But that doesn't seem like it's likely going to be happening here today. But yeah, let's get right into it then, I guess. Opa. You know, it's the hardest thing to have gotten into a groove and then just be kicked out of it by stepping out for a day or two, which is what we're experiencing here. Stepping out for a day or two is now put us in a situation. But show must go on. All right. So, just in case, okay, it still sounds clear either way. Just in case this is your first time sitting through this and first time ever seeing me, hearing me, my name is Falu, and this here is a Mind Map Monday. And here we share little nuggets of wisdom that we can use along the way along our road to success that will help us navigate that road with greater ease. And today is going to be one of those conversations around navigating and recognizing certain things that you might not have even noticed are getting in your way. And I'm just going to jump right into it. The biggest, I've heard this saying before, but I've never really realized it, especially not in myself. I've heard the saying that you are your biggest enemy. And this was not a tangible truth to me until I noticed how I was getting in my own way. I was getting in my own way. Certain times we get so used to things going wrong that when they do go right for a change, we don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that. Especially when things are going just all right. It is intimidating, it is scary, it is new, it is unknown. And it has been quite challenging for me to get out of my own way. And the thing that I realized these past few days is I have been so in love with the idea of who I am that I'm not allowing or have not been allowing myself to grow into who I should be. And realization, that realization was shocking to me because I thought, here I am on the road to success doing all the things that I need to do to be the best version of me every single day. And then certain opportunities are presented in front of me. And I literally watched myself do everything I could do to get out of that opportunity, right? And these were simple tasks like update your damn online presence. Simple thing, such a simple thing that I could probably get done in a matter of an hour. But because I'm so scared or so uncomfortable with the idea of being faced with redefining myself or accurately, as at least to the point that I can at this part of my life, accurately describing myself, right? Like accurately doing that is difficult. Being faced with that was and is scary. So you mean I need to become something apart from who I am? Because who I am is pretty comfortable. Took me a while to get here. But here's my point for the day. Here's my point. This is what I'm trying to get across here. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. And I realized that I keep wanting to revert to the way that I used to do things before. Certain things that I used to struggle with, that I don't struggle with anymore. I keep trying to jump back into that bath because, to be honest, if I'm honest with myself, being in those struggles used to motivate me. They were motivation for me. And it's like, okay, now where do I get motivation from if not from these things that I used to be motivated by? That's the feeling that I've been battling with on my way to success. As I build what I'm building out, it's like, okay, I planned this thing, I executed this thing, and it went well. Like, tell people about it. Oh my God, like the tell people about it pieces. Crazy. And where that came from for me is like from this pseudo ethic, this pseudo ethic of like to be morally upright, you have to, it's like all this internet stuff about hustle in solitude and hustle in a vacuum, don't talk about it, like all of that kind of stuff. Like if you are not talking about it, if I am not talking about it and nobody knows about it, how the heck am I supposed to get more work? How the heck am I supposed to get in more opportunities? Right? And it's like, it's such a pseudo ethic. Right? I'm not encouraging anyone to go around in every single conversation just saying I've done this and I did that and I did this. But in situations when that specific thing is asked of you, like what do you do? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the hardest, it's always been the hardest thing for me to define because I don't like to be defined by what I do, simply because, at least according to my own calculations, I have this ability to pick up skills and and what else do we call them if they're not skills? Skills and abilities. I'll just call them abilities for now. Skills and abilities pretty quickly. I have the ability to get over the learner's curve pretty quickly. And so sometimes, because I do that so quickly, it tends to appear like I have a lot of skills. And I don't. I just know how to learn. I know how to be uncomfortable with being. I know how to be a newbie. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I know how to be a brand new newbie at absolutely anything in the best way that I can and to get the best results that I can. Like this whole streaming thing. My God, do I not know what I'm doing? But here I am every single day except for last week. My God, last week was quite something. I'm here and I'm just learning new things every single day. Every single time I come on here, I'm learning new things on how to operate this. I'm learning new things on how to present my information. I'm just learning new things, right? And defining myself as, oh, I am a business developer. I am a this feels or has always felt to me like that means I can't be a musician and I can't be interested in this and interested in that. That's how it has always come across for me. And I'm learning to build, this is what this is also, build a space where all of these things can come and live together in one space. But I keep every single time getting in my own way by holding on to a definition of myself that has expired. Every new day, every new age, I'm learning I need to be a new person. And I am a new person, whether I like it or not. The very cells in my body are not the same ones that I had yesterday. Well, a great number of them, right? So it's that sort of a thing. Like right now, I have a specific person that I'm talking to who has opportunities for me, but because I'm afraid of being overwhelmed with that work and this and all the other stuff that I do, and also going into that space as that person that can do that work really well in that space, being that person for me in my mind somehow means I can't do this. And that's whack. Like that's always been whack. Like I've always wanted this overhauling definition of myself. And the more that I try to be, the more that I am learning that I can't define myself by what I do or anything like that. That is far removed from who I am. Like myself and my professional self are two different people. The skills and the interests that I have are not exactly the things that shape who I am as a person. The ideas that I've taken on don't shape me as a person. At the end of the day, serious in demeanor as I am and in thought and all of that, I still am looking to reconnect with my childhood self and all of that. And in the path to do all of that, because I I want to connect my childhood dreams and my childhood ideas and aspirations to this older self who has somehow been disconnected from that person, because that requires a certain definition that can accommodate both me, the younger self, and me, the older self. I am struggling to get out of my own way because I haven't taken the time to decide which parts of my younger self I need to let go of and which parts of this self I also need to let go of, because certain habits that I had picked up, like not resting and thinking that pushing hard is what's gonna get me to a place of success. All of those ideas have been debunked for me. They have been debunked quite horribly. For me personally, they've been debunked hard. And yeah, I'm just happy that I'm in a place where I can get to define myself in a way that I haven't been able to before. Find myself as a person who is who loves the idea of sharing pieces of myself with other people, experiences that I can't bring them on in any other way except by making music, and also solving complex problems and thinking about problems, and also trying to be the most upright and moral self I can be. Like these sorts of things are the sorts of things that I'm interested in, and incorporating all of them into one space is what I'm interested in doing. Last point that I want to make here is this has been the biggest lesson for me, because I always try to keep my professional and personal self apart. But the more that I go on this journey, the more that I realize that your personal development, you as a person developing in your emotional intelligence, in your relationships, and all of that, that development is directly linked to your success or failure. Because if I was able to recognize earlier that I was being destructive to myself by, I don't know, not taking a meeting. Like, there's this one meeting that I regret until today, with a certain activist, at least by he was a mathematician, but he was also an activist and he had an organization. I took that meeting late, and it was because I sat there overthinking and playing out how the actual meeting would go for so long that I struck. This was in at the back end of my teens. Struggled. I was paralyzed with anxiety, laying there like playing it out. But somehow, at least somehow, I managed to like get up and get myself to the bathroom and think. Because okay, there's some elements of the, I'm gonna share that after that, and get I got ready and went to the meeting. Some of the things that were intimidating about this is I was fresh, not extremely fresh out of high school. It was my second year in varsity, and here I am, sitting at a table invited with like well renowned journalists from organizations like certain pretty popular newspapers and magazine houses, and some seriously connected media personalities. And here I am sitting there in front of them, and they're going on talking about all of the things that they care about, and all of the things that they've achieved, and all the things that they just did like recently now. Like, I published this, I did that, and here I am just fresh out of high school and in my second year, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, sitting there like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what am I gonna say that's interesting to these people? And yeah. But the thing that was intimidating was, one, where it was. It was in Santon, and at that time, in my mind, like, Santon is like, you go there and you need to be about business and stuff like that. And to some extent, it is that way, but that in itself is a mental construct. But that's the mental construct that I had in my mind. And that mental construct nearly got in the way because this man was so patient. I traveled all the way from where I was, took a taxi, and dropped into the office, walked in, and I was late. I was so late, but he was so patient and gracious. I think I have a book that that I got from him. Let me grab it quickly. Yes, I do actually. So this book here I got from him. It's where's the camera right here? It's the philosophy of science. Da di da di da. This was when I'm still like thinking to myself, yeah. yeah, I'm thinking to myself that I want to be a philosopher and all of those sorts of things. But there I was. Um, I got this book from him, and he was patient enough to sit there, and we got into conversations, and he listened in to me, asked me about plans that I had. I didn't have any plans. I didn't have any plans or projects. I wish I did at that point. But that it just goes to say that's how I learned to always, at every single point in my life, be thinking through what platforms can I create, what spaces can I create, what can I do with those spaces, who can I impact, who am I trying to help, I'm always thinking about that sort of stuff. And that's because of all of the opportunities that I missed because I didn't have anything like that. The best I was thinking back then was like, I don't know, get through school, do a music show that cares about the things that I care about, morality and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, oh my God, I must have been so annoying to this man at that point now that I sat down and think about it. But that's because I didn't put in the time and the effort to think through, hey, what things can I really do? Like, come up with the craziest ideas. But don't only dream, because I really do have like something I have something really big against dreams. Like all these people who go around telling people you can be anything and dream the biggest dream you can dream. And then they don't tell you the next step. Like, okay, cool. I've dreamt that I'm going to do this big thing. What next? Now start plotting. Plot. Ask yourself the questions that you need to ask. Like, okay, great. I want this thing. But if I haven't defined this thing that I want, I can't get it because I don't even know what it is. Right? So the dreaming is like great. Dream something, be inspired by it. And once you're inspired, define that thing. Don't let it rest or stay in the esoteric in an esoteric space where it's just anything and everything. It could be anything. It shouldn't be anything. It should be one specific thing that you can wake up every single morning and attack. And I think that's what got me to a place where I can move with a little bit more purpose, because the clarity with which I am moving with now compared to a year, 2 years back, and the continued pursuit for that clarity is really helping me to get out there and sit in front of a camera and talk the whole time and try and share things that I think are important in hopes that it will be important to other people. It's because there's there's definitions that I've put on certain things, like just not I want to be this and leave it at that. Okay, cool. What does it look like when you are that thing? Then your mind starts to shape itself around everything for you. It just does. For me, it did. And then life just starts to happen around that thing that you've defined as what you want, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna leave this one here. Hopefully, this Mind Map Monday was a good conversation and helpful to you. It is going to be one of those weeks that is a little bit more on the tentative and chaotic side, but I appreciate your patience in walking with me as we look to grow this space together, and as I continually share these thoughts and all of that. So yeah, listen, every single one, as I pivot here, who came out to support me on the 28th of last month, April. I appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. It was a lot of fun. It was very intimate, and I appreciated you guys getting to know me in my own space, and I appreciate the contributions that you made and the things that you spoke. And for everyone who was not able to make this one, we are definitely putting together another one. Another one. And this one, we are hoping to do it a little bit more intimately, a little bit more, even deeper, is what I'm meaning to say. So come join us. The date that we are going with so far is the 26th of May, right here where I stay. I'm not about to put my address out here, but if you reach out to me and have a conversation with me, I will be sure to share all the information that you need. We are going to just be having a warm cup of coffee or tea or whatever you prefer, and share some good music and some good conversations, and just be people. Just be people. So yeah, I am looking forward to having you there. We're about to start putting out information about that pretty soon, as I look to navigate these spaces again and bring them back to a space where I can do them more regularly, because towards the back end of last week, it was pretty challenging to get these out. Pretty challenging. A lot of it was me getting in my own way. A lot of it was the fallout from like planning the event and not planning the debrief of the event. Learned that lesson. Debrief, y'all. Debrief. It is super important to debrief. So yeah, I must say I appreciate your attention up to this point, and for everyone who continues to support me as I go on this journey to build this space and go live and do all of this work. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you will also continue to support me in that way and continue to help us grow here. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for sharing this video. If you're sharing it, thank you for your comments. Thank you for all of that. It is really, really, really appreciated. And as always, I always do appreciate you. And yeah, thank you. Dios, adieu, and to God. See you in tomorrow's Truthful Tuesdays. I hope you have sent in your stories and anything that you're looking to get off your chest. I'm more than happy to give the platform for you to be able to get that off your chest. Apart from that, also looking to switch up some of the spaces here. Have you ever written a song before? Are you interested in writing a song and then getting royalties for that? Like, I'm trying to create a space where people can come into the studio here and we literally write a song together. And then I put it out. You can tell me about whatever situation. It's like Truthful Tuesdays, but we're going to put it in a song. In essence, you can tell me about whatever situation you would like for me to put in a song, and then I will do that for you. And yeah, we can put it out, and hopefully people love it. So come in. Hopefully, gonna have, if you are interested in that sort of a thing, come through this week. It's likely going to be on Thursday or Friday, one of the two. Throwback Thursday or Fire Friday is going to turn into a space where you can come into the studio as my friend, as someone whose ex broke their heart or something like that. Yeah, especially if like your ex broke your heart. Come through. Let's write a song for him. If it's a diss track, let's write a diss track. If it's an I Miss You track, let's write that. Come through. Looking forward to having you in my space, and hopefully very soon, we can put that out. And again, adios, adieu,